What's that, Mr. President? You're going to lower the tariffs? Yay! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe it's almost the end of summer and we're just a step forward into the fall. I recently went shopping and I saw that all of the stores have all the Halloween decor. They're throwing it into our faces that it's the fall and pumpkin spice season is coming. I don't think I'm ready to say goodbye to the summer. But anyway, today I have another vinyl record video for you guys. This is part 4 of my vinyl record collection. I usually show my records in alphabetical order based on the artist's name. We're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you guys my records starting from oldest to newest. So it's going to be categorized by year. So let's start off with the first one, Captain Hollywood Project's Love Is Not Sex. This is from 1993. This is a classic and I was really scouting for this record. It's very rare actually because it first came out on CD back in the 90s and now it's officially on vinyl, and I actually purchased this from Machina Records, which I mentioned them in my previous record video. This is a reissue, by the way, and it has all of the songs from the album plus remix versions. Captain Hollywood Project is a German Eurodance group. The lead singer is Tony Dawson Harrison. He's originally from New Jersey. He got his nickname Captain Hollywood when he was doing his military service in Germany. His colleagues called him Captain Hollywood because he was doing all of these really cool dance moves. And as a result, he became a breakdancer for this German show called FORMEL EINS back in the early 80s. And then he became a musical artist and he started Captain Hollywood Project in the early 90s, and this was his debut, which is the most popular album of his. The #1 hit single from this album is More and More, which also was very popular in the US. I used to listen to a lot of Eurodance back in the day, back when I was a kid, because it's like a 90s thing. That's the inside of the vinyl. Other than More and More, I really like most of the songs from this album, especially Only With You, Rhythm Takes Control, All I Want, and I also like the JJ Dance mix of All I Want, and I also like Impossible and Nothing's Gonna Stop Me. So yeah, this album is really cool. And it has 2 vinyl records, this bright yellow color, both yellow. Honestly, this is the only Captain Hollywood Project album that I like because I know that he did 2 other albums in the late 90s, but it wasn't really as good as the first one. And believe it or not, Captain Hollywood Project is still performing, but only in Europe, and right now he resides in Florida and he's married. He's still busting those dance moves. The next one on my list is Colors by Masterboy, another 90s Eurodance group, and I also got this from Machina Records from Estonia, and I absolutely love this album. I love Masterboy. They're one of my favorite Eurodance groups, and they also started in the early 90s. This album is from the late 90s when they replaced their lead singer Trixie Delgado with Linda Rocco, who, surprisingly, used to do background vocals for the infamous group Milli Vanilli. She used to do background vocals with her sister Jody, and she was part of Masterboy for a little while, I think from 1996 to 1998-ish, and then they replaced her with another singer. I absolutely love this album, and this is a reissue, by the way. I also have the CD version from 1996, and this shows all of the Masterboy concerts that they had back in the day, and it has 2 vinyl records. They're both white. I love Eurodance. That was my jam back in the day. It still is my jam. Very beautiful music genre. And I'll tell you my favorite songs from this album. Their #1 song from this album that charted in Europe was Show Me Colors. I cannot stop listening to that song. It's so beautiful. And I also like La Ola Hand in Hand, Mr. Feeling. And they also did a cover version of the famous Queen song I Want to Break Free. And I also like Just For You. And believe it or not, Masterboy also did gospel music, and Just For You is an example of that. They also have some remixes here of Just For You, Mr. Feeling, and Show Me Colors, and they also have The Land of Dreaming. I'm not going to be buying from Machina Records for a while because of the 15% tariff that the president imposed on us, and it's a shame because I love Machina Records. I love their selection of Eurodance vinyls. I really want to get Mr. President's Up and Away, and I also want to get Hathaway's debut album. And until the president lowers the tariffs for European goods, I will buy more records from Machina Records. What's that, Mr. President? You're going to lower the tariffs? Yay!
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
The next record I have is the Joker 2019 original soundtrack by Hildur Guðnadóttir. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce her name. And she won an Academy Award for this soundtrack. Back in 2020, I couldn't find this soundtrack on vinyl at all. I think it was sold out everywhere. And I'm glad that last year they reissued this. I pre-ordered this on Digger's Factory back in October of last year. And I'm glad that I have it because I absolutely love the Joker soundtrack, the first film as well. I know the second film wasn't that great. I cannot agree anymore. That's the Joker here. This is purple, purely purple. I think this soundtrack is amazing from start to finish. The only two pieces from this score that really stood out to me is definitely the bathroom dance and Call Me Joker. I believe the Academy Award was well deserved. It's an amazing score from start to finish. And next up, I have another score from The Mandalorian. This is from 2019. This is from the first season of The Mandalorian, and it is scored by Ludwig Göransson, really talented composer. He's done a lot of stuff for my favorite movies like Black Panther, Sinners, you name it. And I bought this because I didn't have it before. I have the season 2 picture disc, and that's Grogu and the Mandalorian. This is from season 1. Brings back a lot of nostalgia. I love season 1. This vinyl is bone white, so you can see. I love the soundtrack from start to finish. I just love the official Mandalorian theme. And next up, I have a picture disc from a British indie band called Easy Life. They used to be called Easy Life until they got sued a few years ago, and they became Hard Life. This was back in 2022 when they were still Easy Life. And one of the reasons why I got this picture disc is because they performed one of their songs from their second album, Maybe Another Life, and I really liked the song Memory Loss during this session. I love this band so much. And next up, I have another record from another one of my favorite movie franchises, Avatar, and this is the official soundtrack from Avatar: The Way of the Water. This was the second movie that came out in 2022. This score is composed by Simon Franklin because James Horner passed away a few years ago. He only scored the first soundtrack for the first Avatar. And I love this movie. Special effects are amazing, and I can't wait for the third movie, Fire and Ash, which is coming this December, and I'm very excited for that. This is how it looks like inside. This movie was really cool because they got to see the water people, and because this entire movie takes place in the ocean, the record itself is an aquamarine blue. Another reason why I bought this soundtrack is because it has the song Nothing Is Lost, You Give Me Strength by The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd song. It's very uplifting. And next up, I have yet another soundtrack from another movie franchise that I absolutely love as well, Megan. I got the soundtrack from the first movie that came out in 2023. This one I got from Amoeba Records, which is in Los Angeles. Also has a booklet. I absolutely love the first Megan. I also saw Megan 2.0 in theaters, and I also liked that one too. I believe the soundtrack to that one is coming out at the end of this month. I will be purchasing that as well. The soundtrack for Megan 2.0 is composed by another person named Chris Bacon. It's not Anthony Willis like on this soundtrack. This record is like a mixture of pink and white. It's really unique. And the other side is blue and white. Honestly, I do not like plain black records. I love colorful vinyls. That's Megan right there, and that's her with Katie. I really don't have a favorite on this album because I think it's beautiful from start to finish. I love the score. Also love the song that she sings to Katie, which is track 11, Tell Me Your Dreams.
Tell me your dreams, I will dream them too. I'm so glad I finally found you.
I love that song. And by the way, Megan also sings in Megan 2.0. Spoiler alert. And this is the booklet that it comes with. super cute. And next up, I have The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by CHAPPELL ROAN. At first, I kind of had mixed feelings about CHAPPELL ROAN because she's not really from my generation. She's a Generation Zer. Her music kind of grew on me. Honestly, I kind of got hooked on CHAPPELL ROAN because of Megan. Trailers had one of her songs, Phenomenon, which is also on this album. Now I appreciate it. And that's the inside of the record. This is the first edition. I believe there's another edition out there that came out a year later in 2024 that has the lyric sheet and everything. This one doesn't have a lyric sheet. It just has 2 plain black records. And CHAPPELL won the Grammy Award this year for Best New Artist. I feel like it's well deserved because she is one of the best artists of her generation. But at the same time, I believe her attitude sucks because she's been complaining a lot about her lack of privacy now that she's a celebrity. And I understand she had it hard. She was first signed up with Atlantic Records during the pandemic, and I believe the record label dropped her, and she signed up for Amusement Records, which is under Island Records, and she just blew up like that out of nowhere. And I respect the fact that she's openly a lesbian, which is okay, you know, that's her issue. I also love her costumes and makeup and everything, but her attitude sucks, and I believe that she needs to be a little bit humble, a little bit grateful that she's in the spotlight and that she made it to the charts, because not everybody gets noticed by major record labels and they rarely get awards. And now that she's really famous, she should at least be grateful that she made it to the top. She made it to stardom, because most artists don't even get that far. She's going to be performing in my city next month, I believe, in my neighborhood. All of the tickets are sold out, so that just goes to show you that she has a huge fan base. So the songs I like from this album, other than Pink Pony Club, are After Midnight, Kaleidoscope, Picture You, and Hot to Go. Next up, I have The Mandalorian Season 3 soundtrack. This was not scored by Ludwig Göransson, it was produced by him. It's actually scored by Joseph Shirley. I believe I showed this in my birthday haul video. It is from 2023. I thought Season 3 wasn't as good as the first 2 seasons, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. And that's Grogu and IG-12. That's Bo-Katan. And this record is olive green, just like Grogu. And next year, I'm super pumped for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Next up, I have Dive by Almost Monday, which is one of my new favorite bands. And I'm glad that I discovered this band a few years ago when I was going through a rough patch, and I heard their song Sun Keeps on Shining. I heard it on the radio and I absolutely love this band. They also had a couple of songs back in the day called Cool Enough and Broken People, and now they finally have their official album, which came out last year in September. The funny thing is that the lead singer, Dawson Doherty, he kind of gives me Heath Ledger vibes, and then it turns out that he's the exact same zodiac sign as Heath Ledger. He's an Aries. And there's a deluxe version of this album that came out last year, but it's only a Japanese exclusive, and that's the inside of the vinyl, the lyric sheet, and this is the record, which is very unique. It's just like their logo. I bought this on their official website, and I'm glad that I got it because it got sold out pretty quickly. I mean, this band is getting a lot of attention recently. They've been on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and they were recently at the Outside Lands Music Festival a few weeks ago. Their music is really fun to listen to. It's very positive and uplifting. My favorite songs on this album are Jupiter, Sunburn, and Never Enough. There's also a song on their deluxe album on the Japanese import that I talked about called Holiday. I think Cool Enough is also on that deluxe edition. And it's a good thing for indie bands to be getting that kind of attention, because not all modern music sucks. You just have to really find the good music. It's out there. And next up, I have the score to Joker Folie à Deux, which is the sequel to the Joker film. A lot of people hate this movie. I specifically got this from Digger's Factory. I pre-ordered it last year along with the first Joker soundtrack, and I only got it because of the score, which is still composed by Hildur Guðnadóttir. I can't pronounce her name, I'm so sorry. That's a Joker there. This record is like a mixture of purple and green. It kind of gives me Suicide Squad vibes. And I don't really have a favorite on this record because I love the entire score. But I'm not a huge fan of the movie. I think the movie still sucks.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Next up, I have Dua Lipa's Live from the Royal Albert Hall. This is a live performance that she did last year in October at the Royal Albert Hall in London. I saw the televised version last Christmas. I think it's on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description below so you guys can see it. This record was pretty pricey at the beginning of this year. It was like $45, but I got it for $15 on Walmart, which is great. And it has two sides and they're both black. And that's her. That's her. And it also comes with this booklet. She's thanking her fans and her family. These are all the lyrics. And most of the songs from this record are live renditions of her songs from Radical Optimism from her album from last year. She also performs Dance the Night Away from the Barbie soundtrack. And even she performs Cold Heart with Elton John. Anything that Dua Lipa puts out, I love, so I had to get that for myself. Last but not least, I have Easy Life, who are now called Hard Life. I have their new album Onion, which came out this year in July, and I thought their concept of the onion was pretty cool because it reminded me of Shrek when he said that ogres have layers like onions.
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it.
And look at the onion here, the little animation, it's so cute. That's Murray Mattraverse, the lead singer, and even the record has the little onion layers. I had to get this album because I heard in an interview that this band got sued. They had to change their name to Hard Life, and they went through a lot of difficulties for the past couple of years. Basically, he had to restructure his band, Murray Mattraverse. He even had to travel to Tokyo because he was going through a very rough patch in his life. Basically, that's what gave him the inspiration to make this album. Coincidentally, he recorded this entire album in a studio called Onion in Tokyo. I haven't had the time to listen to this album in its entirety since it's still new. They had a couple of singles earlier this year, especially Ogre and Othello. I think that the music video for Ogre is pretty funny, and I also like Othello. The staples from this album is definitely Jane and Octopus. This entire album encapsulates all of the difficulties and challenges that happened after this band got sued. One of the band members left. It's all about the ups and downs in life. Life is full of challenges and you just have to keep moving forward. You have to keep on dealing with those situations, and what really matters is your attitude and how you grapple with those problems. So that's my entire vinyl record collection for now. Perhaps in the future I might do another part, I'm not sure. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.